Welcome back to the show, everybody. I'm Joe Concha, joined by Mary Walter, Rick Unger, and Jessica Tarloff, all color-coordinated once again, blue, purple, and yellow, not bad. Well, as far as GOP presidential field jockeying is going, one very prominent Republican is losing ground. That's Governor Christie of my home state of New Jersey. The outspoken governor has endured a tough year, no kidding, most notably around the scandal that wasn't Bridgegate. Now, Mr. Christie's problems go well beyond the GWB, like New Jersey's credit being downgraded, count it, 6 times since he took office, for example. Or perhaps his outlandish spending habits on private jets, most likely to see the Cowboys. And most recently, his comments about whether or not vaccines should be required.
Vaccinate their kids. Is the measles vaccine safe?
All I can say is that we vaccinate ours. And so, that's the best expression I can give you my opinion. It's much more important, I think, what you think as a parent than what you think as a public official. What I said was that there has to be a balance, and it depends on what the vaccine is, what the disease type is, and all the rest. And so I didn't say I'm leaving people the option. What I'm saying is that you have to have that balance.
Those comments felt fairly benign at the time, but boy, the media really ran with it, including Rand Paul, and before you know it, the whole GOP is apparently anti-vaccine, go figure. Comments like that, though, have had a big effect on Mr. Christie's chances to win the GOP nomination, as has his bromance with Cowboys owner Jerry Jones. So how bad is it? Well, the result of the latest CNN ORC poll may shock you. Mike Huckabee is leading Chris Christie, and there you see it, by 9 points. Right now, Christie is even trailing behind Ben Carson. He has officially lost his place in the top 5. Overall, it's a race between Governor Jeb Bush, so used to saying that, Governor Huckabee, and Governor Walker. So what is the reason for Chris Christie's plunge? Rick Unger, let's start with you.
Let's be realistic. First of all, it is so early, these polls mean less than nothing. That's number one. None of those things you mentioned, and by the way, for our friends who don't live in the New York, New Jersey area, GWB is George Washington Bridge.
Well, thank you. I localized it on a national network.
Yeah, I think we had to let them know that. Audience. But the problem that I'm hearing in the places where Christie has gone to speak or to make appearances, he's not connecting yet with people outside of the New York, New Jersey area. They don't like him. He can fix that. It's more than enough time for him to fix that. But he's going to have to. He's going to have to find a style that works better. He also has to be himself a little bit more, which he hasn't been.
Absolutely. I mean, I think we need more hugs from him. We need more shouting. We need more Chris. If you're going to be the big, huge guy from New Jersey, you got to be the big, huge guy from New Jersey. And you know where that guy doesn't fit in? At an Arsenal match in London. I mean, I thought the reports, it was hysterical. I lived in London for 6 years. The idea that Chris Christie could be walking around the stadium, no one recognized it. First of all, he's about the same size as the majority of the people who are in that stadium anyway. But
wow.
Sorry. Anyway. The point is,
pick on blood sausage or something.
I would never pick on Debbie Wasserman Schultz's hair, though. That
all right. I deserve that, but something should be said, by the way. All right, I've talked about this a lot. No, he has lost almost 80 pounds.
Yeah,
at least he's doing something about his weight.
We heard about the surgery. I don't feel like it shows.
I think it does.
Go do a before and after Google search sometime.
Is that right?
Everybody at home, go do a before, after Google, say Chris Christie from 2009 and now 2015.
But he still might need more. I mean, if he's going to go up against Jeb Bush, and if now the model is to look like Barack Obama, who looks fantastic, I mean, it's
a little too skinny.
See, Mary, here's
not your type.
Too skinny.
I'm with you on that.
Mary, here's my thoughts on Mr. Christie, who I was a big fan of.
I'm a Jersey girl.
As am I.
Well, you're a Jersey boy, I would assume.
Well,
a great title for a play. Somebody should do that.
They should. I think maybe can you
Jersey girl boy.
Jersey girl boy.
I can't. Where are you from, by the way?
Somerset County. I live at the shore now.
Okay, grew up in Wayne, and now I live in
So now we're localizing.
You live at the shore?
More.
What part of the shore?
For viewers
right,
out
just
there,
around Long
Wayne, New Jersey.
We're Sandywood. Yeah.
Okay.
Just north of Long Branch.
Okay. Yeah. I used to go down to Seagirt all the time.
Okay,
anyway, here's my philosophy on Chris Christie.
Okay.
All right. He's finished.
Really?
Yeah. And here's why I think this.
Okay.
Okay. Bridgegate, obviously.
That was a hit piece. It was a hit thing.
It was a hit piece.
Absolutely.
I agree with you. All right. He was not found guilty. But for whatever reason, ever since then, I don't see, to your point, I don't see the same Christie anymore.
No.
And I don't see where the support comes from. And I'm telling you, that credit downgrade of six times,
right.
He can't run on an economic record, and he's unpopular even in his own state. So I don't see where the support comes from.
Well, I'll tell you, a year ago, we were out in Big Sky, Montana skiing. At the end of February, beginning of March, we were out there. And you take this bus all over the Mountain to get to the restaurants. And so you meet people from all over. And every time we're in the bus, everybody would say, because you're in the bus for like half an hour, oh, where are you from, where are you from, where are you from? I was shocked that everybody, when they heard we were from New Jersey, they're like, Christie gonna make it? They all loved him. People from Vermont, from California. I was shocked that they love him.
Okay.
They thought that and this is what everybody said, they felt that he says it like it is.
Who
and
are
I'll
you
tell
skiing
you.
with?
No, I was just skiing with my husband. But we just met these people, and they all really liked the fact that he just says it like it is. And I've always said this about him. I don't feel like I'm dating him, and you'll understand this. You know, a lot of guys will tell you what they want to tell you in order to get what they want from you. I think a Christie, if you were dating Christie and he says, you know, I'm not going to call you, or if he says, I will call you, he will call you. But he's not going to tell you what you want to hear just to get something from you.
Right,
I think he's just going to put it out there, and I think that's refreshing, and people like that. So I agree, he's got to go back.
Right, but
to
a year
Chris
ago, if
Christie.
you're skiing a year ago, that
Right.
was right after those great press conferences
was
where he
right
said,
in
I
the
have
break-
fired
yes,
everyone who
yes,
did this.
yes, you're absolutely
I
right.
was not responsible for it. I did not know.
Yes.
And then he made good on those things.
And that everybody loved that about him.
They
He's
don't
got to
love
be
him
Chris
anymore,
Christie again.
at least not right now.
Well, the hit pieces did what they were supposed to do. He was a threat. He was coming on strong. They had to take him out.
What hit pieces?
Yeah,
I
The
mean,
whole
what-
Bridgegate thing was nothing.
He's been
And-
totally cleared. And the
No,
funny
actually-
thing is,
And
the
that's on the
allegation
back page.
always
Right, but
is
that, you
huge.
can't think
Right.
that Bridgegate is what's holding him back right
Yeah,
now.
and it was
No.
something. It just may not have been him.
But that's always front page. But you're absolutely right. The clearing of, oh, by the way, we found nothing wrong is always in the B section on the back
saying
page.
it never happened, are you? You're
I
saying
just
that
don't think
he wasn't
no,
responsible.
I don't think he was responsible.
I buy
and
that,
involved
but you
in it.
got to be careful when you say it was a hit piece because it did happen. Somebody did something wrong. Nobody's ever shown it was Chris Christie who did anything wrong.
Right, but the allegations were everything was about
But
him.
it's
He
and
knew.
the
How
buck
did
stops
he
with
know
your
that?
administration,
When people
right?
work for you, that's going to happen, isn't it?
Is this a problem, Jessica? Does he have the temperament to be the president of the United States of America? Now, I get the candor and the brutal, and everybody likes the genuine, the food fights and so on. But sometimes I get the feeling when I watch him that he just goes off the handle a little bit too quickly, and people be like, wait a minute, I don't mind him as a governor, and I don't mind him as like an attorney general. I don't want him as my
Not the
president.
nuclear
Quickly.
codes.
Well, just quickly, I would say that, people are complaining that Obama's too cool, right? And he doesn't get heated up or whatever. You see how much you like it when you have someone who is going to be screaming all the time and doing things like that. And also, I don't think people know enough about his policies.
And we'll have to end
That's
it on that note. So Mr. Christie certainly has his work cut out for him with those polls are an indication. Coming up next, former Republican president candidate and Congressman Ron Paul says secession is happening, and it's, quote, good news. Wait, we talking Staten Island? Because that actually would be good news. I think I just alienated half of our audience. This is the Daily Wrap, only on Newsmax TV.